Okay, we're live. So I am continuing with the audio source creator editor window that I made for Unity last weekend. I spent a little bit of time after work during this week to improve on it, and this is how it currently looks. So we've got this little, and that will show up under the Windows panel for the menu items. Then I have this OCFX category because I'm planning to make more windows like this one, which doesn't do anything yet. But now I have kind of a template to follow. And so for the audio source creator, this is what it looks like. I have some things I need to iron out about it still. But so it's got my little logo there, and it's telling us what type of editing we're going to be doing. So it's trying to detect, like, if we're going to be adding this to a scene, then it says scene mode. And then if I select an object, it'll say that there's a parent object, letting us know that we're going to be adding it to this. And if I select an asset, it'll say invalid. And it won't, it should not do anything in that case. So I need to fix that. Okay, so I guess that's something we can do on the stream right now. It's been hard for me to try to figure out not only getting this this thing to update to say whether we're scene mode or invalid, or also too, now we're in prefab mode, and it's going to automatically select this as the parent. However, does this work? Oh, no. Yeah, so I've got some things to fix, because here we should still be able to select a different object other than the root. Yeah. Okay, so I've got a few things to fix. I need to fix being able to select another object other than the prefab root when we're in prefab mode. And then when we have invalid, we need to make this not do anything when we click create, instead of it spawning in the scene. Okay, so let me write that down so I don't forget. Okay, so we'll tackle, I guess, this one first. Okay. I'll have a look. I just introduced a new enum right now to try to simplify this. So, what did I do? Creator edit mode? No, edit mode equals creator edit mode dot invalid. Put this here. Else if is prefab mode. Edit mode. So this edit mode is an enum that I made, this creator edit mode, because there's 3 different possibilities that we have. We have either scene, prefab or invalid. Let's see if I can simplify this. Let's see, else edit mode equals is prefab mode. Yeah, we can use a ternary operator there instead. So what this is saying, in case anybody's not familiar, is we're going to set the value of the edit mode, which is a create or edit mode enum, based on this Boolean. Are we in prefab mode? If we are, then we're going to set the edit mode to prefab. And if we are not, we're going to set it to scene, because we already checked if our selected object is a prefab asset, in which case then we're invalid. What's going wrong here? Okay, that probably didn't really change anything in terms of how the code runs. So again, my goals were prefab mode. I cannot select an object beneath the root. I need to fix that. Okay, so let's open this prefab. We're in prefab mode. Yeah, I can't select an object beneath the root. So how am I going to fix that? It's hard for me to tell based when I'm zoomed in like this. Maybe that's okay. Let me see where we're doing this. If prefab stage, prefab root. I think probably the issue is this and get rid of that. Probably the issue is in get selected object here. If we don't have a return object yet, but we do have a prefab root, and we want to set it to the prefab root. Okay, so let's see if that takes care of that problem. These things are going to mess up now. Well, it looks like it did already. Let me just restart the window. Okay, so if we have nothing selected, it selects the root object, right? Yeah. Now let me try this out. Yeah, we have an empty game object. It selects that. Yep. Cool. Nice. So that one is fixed. Okay, maybe this will be a short stream today because I really just wanted to see if I could fix some bugs. And I'm really close to probably just publishing this on my GitHub as a free little thing that you can use. Eventually, I think I would like to hopefully have like several different custom editors and put them into a Unity package that you can install through the package manager. But all I have for now is this. So maybe not worth it to install a package or set up a package manager and everything for that package manifest. Anyway, okay, so I got this done. Now in valid mode, we should not spawn objects in the scene. Right. So I have this selected, it's invalid, but we're still spawning objects. Let me clarify, should not spawn objects. And I'm spawning objects in my execute method. So let me see. Maybe I can just do this. Is it that simple? Probably not. Nope. Well, let's think about this. I have a prefab asset selected. So when I go back here, it should say invalid. But here's the issue. It should also clear out this. So maybe I should have... No, I shouldn't really need that because I have update parent object, and the validation could just go in there. So the problem is that I'm not covering enough in get selected object. Where is that? Return object equals selection.activeGameObject. If there's a return object, and it's a prefab asset, then set return object to null. If there's not a return object and there is a prefab root, return prefab root. Yeah, there's something wrong. This is not quite right. maybe first we check if there's a return object, then if the return object is a prefab asset, and we set return object to null. Otherwise, if we don't have a selected object and there's a prefab root, then we're going to return the prefab root. I don't think I changed anything with that except for the way it's written. Let me see. So this correctly says invalid because we're selecting an asset. If I click over here, yeah, it should select the prefab. It appears to be working. Yeah, so this should be doing nothing. And let me make sure it's actually doing nothing. If I'm in scene mode and I click this, nope. So it works. Well, it doesn't spawn them to the prefab if we have this selected, if we're invalid, but it will still spawn them in the scene. So what am I missing? Let's see. Do I cache something in here? No, I don't. Maybe I can just do this. There's definitely some refactoring needed now, but now I can use execute instead of doing this. Then I can say if edit mode is equal to invalid, then don't do anything. Exit early. Okay. Hopefully that fixes it. I think that should. It's just that it's a little bit messy. So we can create stuff in our scene. Now that I have this selected, yes, it stops it. However, now this doesn't work. It does when I... What was going on with that? Good, so... Okay, we're in scene mode. If I select an object, then we have a parent object. I click create and nothing happens. This is a problem. Clearly, I missed something here. Maybe go back here. This was get selected object, and that is done in update parent object. Which I'm doing here. So I shouldn't really need. Oh, maybe I'll just try it like this. Okay, it works if I have nothing selected. It works if I have the camera selected. It works if I have the prefab instance selected. It should do nothing now when I have the prefab asset selected. Now it's back. Now we're back at square one. Now that's interesting. So I can get it to print that it's invalid, which, if that happens, then we should not spawn anything. Okay, so once again, we're scene mode, we have nothing selected. It should create a new standalone object. I select an object, now we have a parent. We'll make this a child. It no longer works. Why would that be? Yeah, it doesn't like when I have something selected. But it's... What's odd is that this is the only thing that's telling it to return, right? Thing is that, oh man, this is getting quite confusing. Okay, let me look at this one thing at a time. If we're in scene mode and we have nothing selected, then it should spawn a new object. That works. Okay. Next, if we're in scene mode and we have an object selected, then it should spawn one as a child of the new object. Okay, so let's tackle that first. Why is that not working? I need to zoom this out. It's hard to navigate. I'm just going to try to see if I can at least print, like, if in theory, this should only be not working if we're in invalid mode. The thing is that if we're in invalid mode, then we should be updating the mode text there, and it should be changing to red. Maybe the problem is that I'm calling this when I execute. Let me first do this, and then I'm going to try commenting that out. We're going to print edit mode. What's our current edit mode? Actually, we'll do that regardless. So we're going to print our current edit mode, and then if it is invalid, we'll return. That seems to not print out anything useful. It just said object. Maybe I need to, oops, make it toString. Yeah. It's weird. Why the heck does that just say object? What? Man, my brain is really fried if I can't even figure out how to just print something correctly. Just for safety, let me make a new instance of this window. Now when I click create, oh, God, I'm stupid. It's printing it right there. It says scene. So we're in scene mode. Yes, and we print. Now if I click an object, it says invalid. That's interesting. So that's an issue. Now, where is everywhere that we're setting this? If we have a selected object and it's a prefab asset, then we turn it invalid. That's the only place we turn it invalid, it looks like. Nope. Where's this? That's probably the core of the problem. I was always turning it to invalid when we're checking if it's a prefab asset. Okay, let's try this again. Nothing selected. Let me just get rid of these first. Okay. We have nothing selected. It says we're in scene mode. We click create. We make a new object. Good. Now I select an object. A parent object field appears. We click create. Yes. We have a child now. That's the expected behavior. Now if I click on a prefab asset, it should say invalid, and it should do nothing. Yes. Last check. If I go into prefab mode, we automatically select the root, whether or not I have it selected, and we spawn an object relative to that root. If I select a different object, it should update and make it a child of that. Dare I say it's working? Okay, now let me just clear this out to fix the graphics on it. Okay. Prefab mode. Okay, this seems to be working. Okay, good enough for me. So call that done, and we are going to submit this to GitHub. Let's see, fix, execute, spawning behaviors. But before I do that, let me comment out where I'm printing. Let's see, that was in execute. So let me just comment this out. And one more time, let me see, just to make sure my code is clean here. where we're setting these is inside of draw mode label. Which thing is, I shouldn't really be setting it in here, right? Like this code, all of this should exist in get selected object. So this already exists there. Get rid of that. This also seems wrong. Like this should be in a different function. Let's see if I just broke stuff. It's at least a little bit cleaner. We'll see if I just broke anything. And if I did, then screw it. I'm going to go back. So close this. Make a new one. Graphics are restored. Okay, again, we're in scene mode. We have nothing selected. We should make a new object. If we have an object selected, it should populate here, and we should be making a child object. If we have prefab asset selected, it should become invalid. Nope. Okay, I just broke it, so I am going to go back and just go ahead and commit what I had when it was working before trying to fix these things. Or before I was trying to refactor it to make it make a little more sense. It's not worth it right now. First, I need to commit it to where it's working, even though it's not perfect. So, smoke test again. I'm in scene mode. New instance. I'm in scene mode. I have nothing selected. We make a new object. I'm in scene mode. We have an object selected. It shows up here. We make a new object. I have a prefab selected. We're invalid. We do nothing. We're in prefab mode. Automatically selects the root. Adds that. Or if I have nothing, it should... Yes, make a child of the root. If I select an object, we should make a child of that object. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to commit like this because even though the code is a little weird, it works. And that's the most important thing. So, yep. The only last thing is let me get rid of these debug logs. Okay. So to summarize, I guess this will have been a pretty short stream overall, which is better than last time. I was going forever. A little bit later, I'm going to try to do a bit of the stream that I meant to do last weekend, which was working with animation modifiers in Unreal 5.1. But for now, I'm going to wrap this up. And so we have this new window we can create called Audio Source Creator. Pops up this new window, and then it tells us what mode we're in, whether we're in scene mode or we're in prefab mode. If we're in prefab mode, then when we click create, it's going to create the child objects to the prefab root unless we select something differently. And then it will create them as a child of the selected object. And that behavior extends also to the scene mode. If we have nothing selected, we make a new object. If we have something selected, we make it a child of that selected object. And also to recap from last time, these audio parameters, including the local position, they will all apply to the spawned audio source. So if oh yeah, another thing I added is when I increase this list, which is, it's a list under the hood, we can change our selection type from random to sequence. So if we're random, we're going to select a random audio clip when we spawn. And if we're in sequence, we're going to go in this order. And if you were in random the last time you clicked create, then you go to sequence, it's going to go +1 from whatever the last one was. So it makes it a little more obvious if I fill these in with assets. So if I click random, one more thing. Yeah, part of the recap. Okay, so I can randomize the volume here. It's going to pick from a random range between the low and the high here. And the same thing with the pitch with this double-ended slider. And if we enter play mode, and we have this auto destroy option. Ooh, it just broke on my graphics, so I'll need to fix that. Of course. This auto destroy means when it's done playing, it will destroy itself. But you can see here I have the selection as random. So we had 1, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 3, 4, 1. Okay. Now, if I change this, so the last one we had was 1. If I change it to sequence, it's going to pick 2 and start going like this. Right? So the next one will be 2, then 3, then 4, then 1, loops around again. Okay. So you have 2 different options there. I suppose one last thing I could do is change this into either blend or layered. So when you click create, it'll just do all of them at once. Probably be a good idea. So maybe that's another thing I'll touch on next time I have this open. Anyway, so that's where it's at now. Cool. All right. I think I will wrap it up for that for today. And then, like I said, maybe a little bit later, I will look at doing the Unreal animation modifier. Let me just real quick, I think I know what's wrong with this. Let me just fix the graphics. It's because I set it as static. And the problem with that is when you do that, I don't know why exactly, but it will clear it out. I don't need this, right? It will get rid of those and they'll be emptied when you enter play mode. I don't know why that is. So let's just not make these static. It's counterintuitive because I would think, okay, if it's static, then we're not going to change it, right? But I don't know. Okay. So let me get rid of this. Oh, apparently I did need... What did I do here? Oh, it's because this is also static. Okay, let me try that again. Let's get rid of any of these static things because they behave the opposite of how I would imagine they're supposed to work. Okay, no more errors there. Make a window. Now I can't move it. What? There. Now if I enter play mode, do these persist, all these graphics? Yes. Good. Now, just to satisfy my anxiety about this. Okay, I just had some random bug where I couldn't move it. But I can now. Okay. No more touching it. I don't want to break anything. Call this done for today. Okay. Okay. At the risk of repeating myself too many times, I'll probably be on a little bit later to work on the Unreal animation modifier, but for today, we're going to be done with this audio source creator. I will probably next weekend return to it and add, should be pretty fast, just add the functionality to change the clip selection type to just blast all at once. We'll call that either blend or layer or blast. I don't know what we'll call it. Something like that. The functionality will be all of those clips that you have in that collection, they'll just all spawn at the same time. And yeah. And then I think that thing can be done. Of course, easy to say now. All right. Anyway, take care. I will see you later.